Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Hustler here, and we're doing a Division 2 tutorial on how to use the recalibration table. Alright, so this is something I've noticed as playing Division for a while. We don't know how to use the recalibration table. So you got four things now in Division itself. You have your recalibration library, your recalibration station, your optimization, and your expertise. We're going to start with the recalibration library first. Alright, so the recalibration library is for your attributes, your core attributes, so like anything for any weapon, right? Or anything in the game in general. So then you have your attributes, right? And then talents for your weapons and goes on for everything else, right? So basically what your library is so that way you can recalibrate things. So when you recalibrate, you can put what stat is in your library onto the stuff that you want to recalibrate to. So say I wanted to change hazard protection, right? This 10% hazard protection, right? Well, I can only use what's in my library. So I could change it to critical chance, I could change it to max headshot, right? So these are all things, right? But see, I can't just throw on max everything because I don't have it all in my library. For optimization, now remember, you can only recalibrate one attribute on an item, right? Or one thing on a piece of on an item, right? Now when it comes to optimizing, that is where it gets interesting. So now you can add on to things like, so I can add critical hit damage onto the merciless, right? From 15% to 16% because utilizing the things below. So we're going to hit V here, show you the resources. So one of the biggest things that you're going to want to make sure you have, right? This is what you need for optimizing. It's called shade calibration, right? So this is really important. So when you're going through your watch levels and whatnot, right? You want to make sure that you make sure when you're doing, get to it. So make sure when you're doing, or whenever you get to the scavenging, right? You choose the shade calibration. Now there are projects and challenges that you can do for shade calibration, but this is every 5 levels, you get a shade calibration, right? You can, right? So it's like one of the best options you can get from it would be from the shade calibration. Right. So that's one way of getting shade calibration, and what you can do now. Right. So now you have expertise, right? So your expertise is a little bit different, right? So expertise, right? So you earn levels by using an item, right? So I am proficient with the Coyote's mask. Alright? Proficient means I'm the max level I can go, right? Now, that's what that means. But I can upgrade it, right? Plus 1 armor expertise. Boom. Alright, so now I got 1. So now I was proficient in it, now I have a 1 next to it, right? Because I upgraded it, right? So, still proficient, right? But it's a level 1. So 1 gives me 1% armor, right? So that adds to my armor. Same thing for where is that? SMGs, right? Let me see if it's in here. The Lady Death, right? I am, getting far from this game. Now, you can donate junk materials and whatnot, right? You got all your guns here. Looking for the vector that I use. The vector I use called the Dark Winter. My personal favorite. So I'm proficient in the vector. I use this more than my Lady Death. This is the build for the build I run, right? So I'm proficient in this, right? But I don't have enough materials to upgrade this, right? So you need certain materials to upgrade things. So those are the 4 things for these. So we're gonna go over how you can get the stuff you need for this, right? So biggest shelf is gonna be your projects, right? So your projects will give you different rewards, right? Depending on what you need, right? So this one right here, you get 1 shade calibration for the daily project landmark cleanup, right? It's for the dark zone, right? Same thing with this one. This is the week. So this is your daily. This is your weekly. This one will give you 5 shade calibrations, right? This is this is the hardest one though to do, right? Because this one you actually have to do PvP in the dark zone, right? You actually have to kill agents. You have to kill 10 of them. So like if you don't have a good build, this one's going to be a little harder for you. But the payout's pretty good because you get 5 shade calibration on top of, some XP for regular XP and some DC XP. For this one, just get you one right now. Here is some other cool ones. So your base of operations will get you the Ridgeway's Pride Hunter, right? So you have to don't. So this is some things that you have to get right. That I have to do right. So this is just a cool little side note. These are your projects, right? So you can also do other things too. Where is it? Right here we go. Right. So this right here shows you a map of everything, right? So if you ever, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Getting off topic, but this is just some stuff, some useful tips to know. All right. So here you go. Right. So these are things you want to remember, right? Is your keys where you can get where the lock boxes are, right? So you can get your cool exotics and stuff and your cool items, right? Um, but other than that, that basically is everything when it comes down to the recalibration.
Nice to see
Um,
you.
so yeah, so like it's simple, right? Let me give you an example of some maxed out items, right? So this is a maxed out item. Like you'll see a lot of people use run max items within Dark Zone and stuff, right? Because got it, right? So I have this maxed item. It's not expertise yet, but it's maxed and everything else. I recalibrated this. I have this. I run Unbreakable, right? Which repairs 95% of your armor when, like, basically when your armor breaks, it depleted, repairs it pretty solid. So this is what a good example of what you want your gear to look like, right? Um, Same thing with like this over here, except you want to get this higher, right? You want to make sure you're optimizing things, right? And this is a bad example, right? Of what you want. But this is like not bad either. So, but this is what you want. You want to have that maxed out, right? This is get close to my max. Um, Also, make sure you're saving your gear mods, right? So the thing is with the library, right? It improves your chances to basically earn better gear, right? So I will earn more maxed items because I have more maxed stuff in my library because I've discovered it, right? Basically, is what you could say, right? So when you discover an item, right? Basically, put it in your library, it makes it more common for you to get that max attribute on something, right? So I have a lot more maxed DPS stuff, right? So I have more max DPS. So I get a lot more DPS items than other people. So I get like I'll get fucking Soko Lobo shit that's almost god rolled and like missing one attribute I need. Because I used to run a shit ton of Soko Lobo. Like oh my like it's just consistently just grinding Soko Lobo. Because I run SMG builds, I like to fuck around and see what I can build. Um this is a personal build of mine that I made. It's really nice. Hard hitting. See if I can get some loot items real quick to show you guys some stuff. So I need a loot item. So I can show you guys. Should be able to now. Alright.
We did it! We did it!
Mind.
Hostile control point detected.
So when it comes down to weapon, so your best place is going to be to like, so remember you want to upgrade your control points. So I'm just going to run for this real quick so I can get some loot to show you guys some cool stuff that's also good to know when you're messing around with your gear, right? So when gear drops, it has a what's it called? Gear's gonna be better depending on what you do with missions, and upgraded control points is gonna be the best if you're doing open world stuff. You want to drive the summit, which gets repetitive and shit. This is a non-upgraded one.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down here.
Agent incapacitated.
Oh, that guy has a nasty angle on me. He's a pussy.
Serious trauma detected.
Yo,
Agent out of action.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Agent vital signs 0.
True sons are always the worst. But so when you're looting items, you want to look for whether or not you have it in your library or not. So there's a way you can. It shows you in game like if it can be added to your library, right? It's pretty cool. I'm running on heroic difficulty because that's all I play on. You're gonna get better loot that way as well. So difficulty has a big thing to play into it, but how you're gonna get better loot to maximize your library. So it's all about getting the loot first, right? So you're gonna have to grind for the loot. So I just recommend having one build that you love to run, because making builds is gonna be a lot easier once you finish your recalibration library. And you just grind your shit, right? You just grind those optimizing points, right? Those shade calibrations, like once you just grind those, right? And I'm blind, fuck me. This guy over here. That's more ammo in a mag than I do. Alright, so you just want to make sure that you guys are basically just grinding your gear. Right, so if it has a max attribute on it or better than what you have, pick it up, right? Grab it. It's gonna be better off for you. Also, find a build that you guys love, right? I recommend SMG builds. They're fast-paced, fast-moving, right? Fast fire rate. Especially when you're trying to do like heavy loot pushing, right? Like heavy loot pushing is always the worst. Because you're basically best place to get like loot items is gonna be the summit. The summit's like a pain in the ass. And you don't really get anything unless you're running heroic. And then when you're trying to solo heroic, you just basically get clowned on when you're running directives or some shit. Even without directives, you're just gonna get clowned on unless you're running like a fucking skill build. But then again, it's like you're still gonna be weak as fuck. Yeah.
Critical.
To reload. Go ahead.
Serious trauma detected.
Fucking, where the
Agent
fuck
down.
did they come from? Damn. I really just got clowned on from behind, but I also ran out of ammo, so. I run dual SMGs, right, which is a little bit more difficult, because I run out of ammo a lot faster than most people, and then this happens, and I wonder why I
Heavily armored hostile detected.
no. I'm gonna go down here. Yep, I'm gonna go down
Medical
here,
Assistance needed.
and I died. Fuck, there.
Agent killed. Sending backup request.
Not a single person dropped ammo. That's crazy. That is mad crazy. Not a single person dropped ammo.
You have been promoted to group leader.
Awesome.
Another agent is now in your group.
That's so cool.
Backup arrived. Requesting backup.
I didn't want to like ruin the content for y'all, so I had to call in for some backup. Boy, ran out of ammo. Badly. This pistol does a million damage. It's crazy. Never uses. Alright. Yes, we got loot finally. Awesome. Alright, so. Man, fuck off. I'm happy. I got loot. Alright, so. So let me show you guys, right? So yellow means that's what you have. It's maxed out. You have it in the library, right? That's what that means, right? But so I have everything this max, right? So I want to look to see what I have and don't have, right? So this means I have it already, right? Because it's lit up yellow, right? But this means I don't have it, right? So I'm not gonna pick this up. I'm gonna see if this has something that I can use for an example
Hostile contacts.
and add it to my library. So I don't want to just add shit I'm never gonna use. The Dare Creos, steady aim, never gonna use that. Alright. Right, so you want to make sure that you guys are maximizing what you can get, right? I should have upgraded this control point, but that would have made this video longer than it needs to be. And this video is already getting on longer than I wanted it to, but that's fine. As you know, playing this game, I've seen a lot of, like I said, I've seen a lot of people not understand how the recalibration table works. It's kind of mind-blowing. Like, there's no tutorial, like, there's really no, like, good tutorials about it that are updated, because you gotta think they just released optimizing, right? Well, not optimizing, expertise, right? Expertise is a generally new thing, and I'm still working on it myself. I guess I'm not the max level in the world. I play a lot of other games, as you can see on my channel, but I do know a shit ton about builds in this game to know how they work and how to make it. So I will be releasing some videos on my builds sometime soon. And this fucker.
Heavily armored. Hostile detected.
Here's a good example. There we go. Exactly what I needed. We're gonna mop up this fucking shit anyways, though. We just had a little bit of fucking spike and lag. Hello.
Have some of this.
I really got a freeze right now.
Vital signs critical. Immediate medical
What the fuck is
assistance
going on
needed.
with the computer right now? Yeah. So I got the item I need, right? And that should be the last of them.
Another agent has joined your group.
That should be the last one over here. We're gonna go check out this thing. Alright, so you wanna make sure you're like running your control points right, because they makes it teleporting around 10 times easier. People 19. So a few things to, right, so deconstruct that. Alright, so this is the MP5 in that I picked up that does see. So this is a good example, right? So I have these maxed out, so they're yellow. It's white because this is where my library is at. This is where I can get it to now, right? Because it's a max attribute, right? So we're gonna go back to the recalibration table now that we have that item, right? And we're going to add it to the list of things that we
Supply room access.
that we needed. So we're
unlocked.
gonna hit up this supply room,
Supply room access.
get some supplies, because I still need to get my exotic caches this week because I'm a lazy bum. Who said that? That would never be me.
Careful.
Yeah, so you just want to make sure that you're maximizing what you can get, right? So like this, I don't have reload speed, so we're gonna go ahead and pick this up. Another one, marksman rifle. We do not have any critical hit damage for marksman rifles, apparently. So these are all things that we need to do. So we're gonna go ahead and go ahead and fast travel over here, and we're going to add those to the table so you guys can see it done physically. You guys know how it works. Just want to set you guys up for success, and you know, hopefully running dope ass agents out there, right? Because that would be cool to see that you guys running around with actually good stuff, instead of being like, oh shit, how come I can't get max stuff? Like, how come I can't this? Recalibration, man. Thank these guys for their help. Simple message.
Always good to see you, Agent.
So the recalibration right. So let me remember what I had, right? So what I did have, right, is critical hit damage, right? And this right here, I picked it up, right? This is going to give me some critical hit damage. 8%. That's not too bad, right? So that's going to be a better thing that I added, right? Or SMG. So what was it? It was max headshot damage, was it not? Yes, it was. Alright. Max headshot damage, we're now moving to 10%, which is max, which is what we wanted. Right? What else did I pick up that I had?
An agent has disconnected.
Also had this right here, which was reload speed, recalibration, marksman rifle. This rifle is reload speed. So it's not in here. Boom. Is it? That's sworn it was in here. There it is. Reload speed.
You.
Alrighty. Well, guys, that's how you use recalibration table. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. And see you guys next time. Peace.